My name's Leonie Watkins. I am the writer, director and producer of Rabbit Ears, which is a funny little film all about childhood grief, but hopefully told in an uplifting way. I wrote the film. It's one of a number of shorts that I'd written last year. I'm usually a screenwriter. It's the first time I directed, but I wanted my first film to be quite a personal story, and this one is. And yeah, that feeling of, even if you can't directly relate to childhood grief, the feeling of somebody leaving your life that's left such a profound mark, and that kind of sort of frozen in time, feeling of suspense that you can have after somebody's died, but also to put on screen the freedom of what happens when, eventually you can let go.
Here you are, darling.
Kind of had this idea that actually, rather than going and asking producers for money before I've made anything or have anything to be able to kind of show for myself, I thought it would be the best idea to make what is quite a personal story, and then I could do it in a way that I wanted to, without being beholden to anybody else's budget or stresses, but also it would allow me to make the film that I wanted and also try out directing, figure out if I really enjoyed it, and also, I guess, work out my process. So the film really allowed me to do that. And the thing that we came out with was a very lovely, beautiful, true to the original idea. I was an editor for years, so we didn't leave a lot on the cutting room floor. We used pretty much everything that we shot because I'd kind of already edited it as I was writing the script. But yeah, just meant that I could make the story that I wanted to make because it was so personal. No. I'd heard this a lot before we started filming, that you kind of need to be flexible, and that it's really difficult to make a short film, and I had completely the opposite experience. Of course, the classic weather, we were quite flexible with our schedule, and that we managed to... I wrote the script in a way that and had the actors for such a time that I knew that I could flip the days around if we needed to. The day in Hastings, which was the final act of the film, on the beach, we just had to work around the weather, but it was, kind of all worked out really well. Because it was completely independently made and we had no budget, I actually discovered that I have a skill, which is asking people to give me stuff for free. So locations, props, in fact my husband's here somewhere in the middle, managed to get a casket unused on loan for the funeral scene. I think we kind of just went with the flow, and it was a really beautiful experience. It was actually very easy to make. Good time was had by all. We made the film that I wanted to make, and I don't think there's anything that I would necessarily have changed, although in the first draft of the script we did start with a pretty intense version of the kids' party, and I thought I'd save myself the headache and write that out and just start with Eloise being given these rabbit ears by her mum. If we'd have had a bigger budget, I probably would have made some different decisions, but I think for the money that we had and the cast and the experience, I don't think there's anything that I would have changed. Because I was an editor, I think I'll always have a picky eye for the cut, but that's just a very, very small thing. No, I'm really happy.